You know, for a long time, I'd always been under the assumption. You thought I was going to miss a Sunday video, did you? No, never. I'd always been under the assumption that whenever the term heavenly principles was dropped in game, it referred to not just the Almighty, but also its four shades. I assumed it was the will of these five entities that dictated the natural order of this world. They were here in the beginning, and they'd be here at the end. However, in this most recent patch, we gained an unexpected bit of information regarding the heavenly principles. It's just one being, one entity, one God. Despite being crafted by its divine hands, much like the archons, the shades are mere puppets to it, existing only to execute the will of the sovereign of sovereigns. So, now I sit here and ask, who are the heavenly principles? They are the Alpha, and they are the Omega. Who are the heavenly principles? They are the judgments before life, and the silence at death. Who are the heavenly principles? The God no mortal can name, the shadow no lights can reach. Who are the heavenly principles? They are the final answer to what question? My friends, who are the heavenly principles? They the primordial one, the progenitor god, hailing from beyond the stars! For those that still don't get it, let me be abundantly clear. The heavenly principles are the primordial one, and the primordial one are the heavenly principles.
Oh, that wasn't my goal, of course. Goodness, no. But I had to fool everyone else too, if I was to stand any chance of deceiving the heavenly principles.
Deceiving the heavenly principles?
We all once believed in the distant past that only forbidden knowledge could give us enough power to defeat the heavenly principles. The Dragon King acquired the power of darkness from outside of this world, and led us in a fight against the order established by the outsiders. In war, the victor would inherit the right to shape the world, while the losers must turn into ash. But I didn't give up on searching for a way to turn the tides, even after the death of the Dragon King. Death of the Dragon King.
Death of the Dragon King. Death of the Dragon.
Really, the truth has been clear to me for a very long time. We cannot make an enemy of the divine. No matter what we do, the will of the heavenly principles will have its way, and the prophecy shall be fulfilled.
Who are you? The sustainer of heavenly principles. The arrogation.
You know, this revelation, which I should explain, it came from the Lord of the Knights primarily, who, when discussing the actions of the Shade of Death Ronova, separated the Shade from the heavenly principles.
She was seen as having significantly overstepped her authorities as a Shade, which quite displeased the almighty heavenly principles.
The Shade did something the Almighty did not like, and later on, we'd hear from Ronova herself, who tells Xilonens as a mere Shade, she doesn't have the freedom he'd think her to have.
Very well. I shall agree to help you. But I am merely a Shade, and I do not have as much freedom to do as I please as you might think.
This idea that the heavenly principles aren't the laws or the natural order of this world in a non-tangible sense is wrong. He is the rules. He is the natural order, and all this revelation does is confirmed to us there is indeed a staunch heavenly hierarchy, and resting atop that pyramid is not a collective of gods, but one. The primordial one. The reason this is, well, not groundbreaking, but interesting, is because it gives us, a lot more context whenever the heavenly principles has been mentioned in the past. Take, for instance, Makoto's cutscene speaking of the sacred Sakura.
Eternity extends time into infinity. Dreams illuminate each moment within. When both shine in unison, the sacred Sakura blooms from the darkness, finally free from the clutches of the heavenly principles.
Originally, I assumed this meant that Inazuma were free in part from the divine laws that governed all, and that was Istaroth's goal, but now, this turn of phrase, finally free from the clutches of the heavenly principles, takes a much more horrifying turn, and it makes it very clear where Istaroth stands in the heavenly hierarchy. Istaroth, the Shade of Time, took steps to ensure Inazuma would be free from the hands of the Almighty. Istaroth, you sneaky bitch, what have you done? It's funny, Istaroth, as we all know, has a history of operating on her own, separate from the divine. She alone helps the Unkonomians. However, that may not have even been her worst sin. The reason the Shades are called Shades is because they like to remain in the shadows. They are only known by a few.
They do not like being mentioned by name by any living being, be it an ordinary human or one of the seven. They prefer to remain in the shadows as shades. Except
for Istaroth, who became a point of worship in not one but two different nations. Suffice to say, she broke the rules. And you know what happens to the people who break the rules? Ask Orobashi. So you can see why I find it funny then that if we recall Venti's memory of Celestia a bad, dark memory, we only see 3 figures, 3 shadows, 3 shades. Break the rules, pay the price, bitch! 3 shades. 3 shades, that's more than enough. We can rest easy, knowing the most important shade is still maintaining the agenda. Our beloved sustainer of heavenly principles. A title that may as well translate to the sustainer of God himself. Now with that said, I need to give myself 20 lashes. Guys, don't make it fucking... I know how that sounded, but dog, I'm trying to keep this edgy religious zealot vibe going. Don't... Oh, lashes, huh? Are you sure? I need to be tarred and feathered because I so foolishly question the status of the heavenly principles, thinking perhaps that bastard crackhead Dragon King Evo had just done enough to... I can't even finish the thoughts, but if there's one thing we now know for certain, the heavenly principles live. The heavenly principles are asleep, and the heavenly principles will awaken. And when these trifling little bitches on teyvat realize what they're up against, they will fold faster than a baby deer going up against a fucking atom bomb! The heavenly principles took down the sovereigns. The heavenly principles did it again. The heavenly principles took down Khaenriah. Does anyone have this kind of fucking record amongst the Teyvatians? No! No, they don't! Keep in mind, people, everything on Teyvat is happening on the heavenly principles' time. So, rest easy, heavenly principles. There will be much to do when you awaken.